Hello, my sexy muffins, and happy belated Valentine's Day. This is a Patreon's Valentine's Day video. As you may have heard, that I had a shooty day during Valentine's Day morning and stressful day. From that, where I spent with my partner. My partner was fantastic. Chef kiss to the love muffin. But anyways, I did have a really stressful start to Valentine's Day, so I was not able to get this down pat because I just wanted to de-stress with my partner. So this is the Patreon video for Valentine's Day video for uh Wicked Brownie. Thank you, Wicked Brownie. And yes, this is the request they had for Valentine's Day, which is which the event takes place on Valentine's Day, which makes it a Valentine's theme one. Anyways, let's do this. Disclaimer. All artwork, the two pictures that will be used in this, not in the disclaimer and stuff though, are done by Gav Imp off of Tumblr. And she is fabulous, wonderful, beautiful, gorgeous. If she has her commissions open right now and you want to have something in her art style, commission her. I have commissioned her before and I will commission her again. Anyways, let's do this. Now, disclaimer number 2. Yandere, Jack, because this video is going to be not Jack Bright, but though it's going to be Kondraki mates. It's going to be the Kondraki mates universe with Clef and Kondraki, but this is how they met. Well, not how they met, because obviously how they met was bypassing, but how Kondraki saved Clef from when he was pregnant with his daughter, and how he was basically being mistreated and such, and all that horrible stuff. So we're going to be doing that. Basically, Kondraki saves him and how it changes their dynamic forever, and it happens on Valentine's Day. So let's do this. First off, disclaimer. Alto Clef and Benjamin Kondraki are not Yandere canon. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and fictional Yanderes is fine, just do not be illegal or gross about it, and remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. Oh, thank you. And also that shipping and for simping for characters is fine. Again, just do not be illegal or gross. And also, yanderes are not ideal partners to have real life, and this is obviously an AU, but could be It could be in the multiverse as its own universe if that's possible. So, anyways, let's do this. Clef held his very malnourished stomach. If he wasn't pregnant, he would be skin and bones at this point. Oh, trigger warning, emotional, physical, and neglect and abuse trigger warnings in this because of his bat poo mate and wife. She is the one that was the goddess, and since Clef is the one that is pregnant as an omega in this, because this is alpha beta omega verse, and she's basically been feeding him bark and twigs and just leaves off trees and stuff and berries and stuff. Not a healthy diet that a modern person needs to carry a pregnancy. So it's very, very malnutrition. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Malnutrition, I think, is the proper way to say it. But basically that. So trigger warnings. He was starving. All he could think about was anything meaty. But of course he could not have it. His partner and wife and mates did not want him to eat anything that wasn't from God's green earth, and so any animal meat that he did consume was very raw and dangerous, so he stuck with the berries and apples and other fruits to have proper diet, but it was still not enough, and he was very weak and malnourished. He looks at the window that was in his room. It was small and narrow and was covered up, but he could see through the cracks through it. It was nighttime, so it was peaceful and quiet. His mate was out in the living area, and he closes his eyes. He knows he's close to giving birth. He can feel it any second now. It feels like he's so swollen and so pregnant. Of course, it had to come at the worst time. He felt the first contraction and he groaned. No, it can't be. It can't be this soon. He keeps himself quiet so he doesn't alert his mate. He does not need her freaking out. He knows what she would do to their daughter if they were. If sh It's basically backstory. They're going to use Clef's daughter to basically make everything into the Garden of Eden again. Okay, there's the backstory. And he doesn't want that for her. He needs to find a way to escape. Suddenly, he hears a loud bang of the door, and he jolts up in bed the best he can. Then there's a violent screaming and gunfire. Of course, though his mate wasn't killed, he could still feel her lingering. But he then saw a man that smelled so familiar, but he could not place it. The man had a cap on and was in a baseball type jacket shirt, and he looked down at Clef. He remembered the scent all too well, the sweet scent of the one he wanted to be with. He swallows harshly and walks over to Clef. Clef looks up at him, and he looks down at him. I'm going to get you out of here, he says, and picks Clef up gently. Clef groans. Stop that. He groans, not wanting to be moved, the contraction going through him. Shush, Omega, he says. You need to rest. I'm going to get you out of here, he says. His alpha instincts were telling him to unalive this Omega's mate, but the Omega's mate had to be dealt with and put into containment. And his first instinct was to take care of the pregnant Omega himself. And that is what he did. He brought him Clef back to the Foundation and got him washed up. He got him washed up. He got him washed up and cleaned up, and Clef was already feeling so much better. They were sitting in the bathroom, and warm water let him soak all the aches out of his bodies. It was also helping with the contractions a bit that were still very far apart. It's going to be at least a couple more hours until he goes into labor. Also, he's really, really hungry. Is there anything I can get you? A burger! He says firmly and blurted it out so fast that he blushed and covered his mouth. Yeah, burger, he says, correcting himself. He didn't want to sound too eager for it. Okay, I'll get you a burger and fries and a milkshake. Clef nodded his head eagerly. Finally, food that wasn't from a frickin' forest. Soon the order was brought, and Clef digs in. Oh, thank God, finally frickin' food that isn't from a tree, he says, and digs into the burger, moaning at the taste, which I'm not going to moan because YouTube does not like that breathy sounds. And he digs into the burger, biting into it. Kondraki watches him as he does it, and he knew in his deepest heart, this was going to be his mate. Mark his words, because he could not help looking at his eager mate, one day to be mates, eating a burger and just looking so beautiful, pregnant. He will look much better when he has more meat on his bones and all of that. So, did you know that today was Valentine's? Clef pulled the burger from his mouth and swallows. Valentine's Day, he says. No, I did not know. My partner doesn't like celebrating modern holidays. Well, she sounds like a witch with a B. A witch with a B. Witch, he says firmly, and he nods his head. She really is. Clef agrees. What's going to happen to her? Well, she's going to be put into containment. You're with the SCP, obviously, but I have swinged you a really nice deal. You will stay here with me until we can figure out what to do about You're most likely an anomalous child, but I swinged you a good deal where you will work at the foundation, and your child will have perks and be able to see you as their parent and the foundation as long as you give us information on your contacts, Kondraki said. Clef knew that this was the best place for his daughter. Of course, he didn't want his daughter to end up living in of cells, so this was his best case, and this is what he was going to do to protect his daughter, no matter what. Mark his words. That was the only thing he was worried about. And also, a good Valentine's Day was a good day to give birth to his daughter. He finishes the food and then looks Kondraki in the eyes. Oh, by the way, I'm having contractions, he says. And Kondraki eyes went wide, and he went to the phone to call medical right away. How could his Omega be having contractions and he did not know? Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. It's a very sweet, very fun, very cute, and I think it adds a new layer of dynamics. I hope that you all enjoyed this. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and we will do best to do it and all that good stuff. Thank you to the Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being the artist for these videos for this and also being in my Queen King's Majesty tier. Thank you, Gav. And thank you, Wicked Brony, for requesting this and being in my Witches, Warlocks, Mages tier. Thank you, Wicked Brony. I hope that you all enjoyed. And if you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see, and I will do my best to do it and all that good stuff. And stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro time, secret outro. Okay, secret outro of the day. If you were in this situation, would you have told Kondraki that you were having contractions right away, or would you have gotten something to eat? My ass would have gotten something to eat. Bottom line. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed and stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye.